Chairman. Minister of Defense, thank you very much for your policy statement. It's only befitting to support a ministry such as the one you run, especially that on average, you are one of the few very measured ministers in PF who many times speak relevance, and I want to congratulate you for that. Minister, the theme of the budget, as you called it, economic recovery, cushioning vulnerability in society. Yes, we appreciate what the Zambia National Service does in terms of food provision. We do appreciate that. We also appreciate the disposition of your officers in Zambia Air Force, in Zambia Army, in the Zambia National Service. Totally different from the Zambia Police, I must tell you now. And I want to take an example of how your officers behaved when they were deployed into the communities at the time when there was gassing in this country. They performed very, very well. And I think that it should be kept that way, because the men in uniform vis-a-vis Army, National Service, and Zambia Air Force are not yet fully infiltrated as the police is. If there are cadres in your ministry masquerading in uniform, it will be very unfortunate. So far, you've lifted the flag for your ministry in a manner that is deserving to be given accolades. Sir, there is a failure, however, on your part in terms of the sovereignty that you discussed this afternoon. Our borders are very porous, you know very well. And I'm sure you know, if you do not know from me now, that your people in your party are busy issuing sovereign documents to foreigners. They are giving national NRCs to Mozambicans, to Malawians, to Congolese. And yet your ministry and your defense forces are sitting here in the inner land. I want to tell you that I was a living example of taking a Congolese in Mwense who came to get a national registration card to the police. And he was being aided by the Zambia police, by the district commissioners, by a chief in that area. Where is the sovereignty? Can you yourself, Minister, go and get a Congolese NRC? The answer is no. In this area, we have been left porous.
Mr. Speaker, point of order.
Porous. There's no points of order. That's what the Speaker said.
That's my
It's
job.
a compelling point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Mr. Nkombo, take your seat. Let me just guide. I have listened to the honorable member debating. I think if there is any pressing issue, since we are looking at Minister of Defense, kindly pass a note to the Minister to respond on your behalf. And how I wish the issue the honorable member is raising should have been raised during the time of Minister of Home Affairs. Let's be mindful with the boundaries. So that's my guidance. Honorable Mr. Nkombo, you may continue.
I'm glad you're talking about boundaries. I'm stepping from the issue of the boundary of this country, Mr. Speaker, and that issue is squarely in Minister Davis Chama's ambit. The defense forces have failed us in that matter, where foreigners are coming. And I'm a living example. I can give you evidence of a Congolese man who I spoke with. I have it on my phone. This one. A Congolese confessing that, yes, we were brought here in order to vote. That is erosion of a country's sovereignty. And do not even hide behind the finger. This is happening. The only thing that your party in government, Honorable Chama, is good at is making sure that you win election at the expense of governance. One day, you are going to put this country in harm's way. The issue of an NRC is of paramount importance. You can't give a Polish, an American, an Indian, a Zambia national registration card for purposes of winning an election. It is wrong. It's immoral. Finally, I expected you, sir, to give us an update of the Kabwe Zambia China Mulungushi textiles, because that is under your ministry. We need to know how that is performing to see whether or not the issue of giving youths jobs that you are preaching about as a post-mortem and funeral for the collapse of Buten is now become apparent among yourselves. And I'm grateful to you, Mr. Speaker, because you have banned the talk of Buten through your ruling just now. I don't want to hear anyone talking about Buten because it's dead.
Order, Honorable.
I don't want.